Hi guys, welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Oh, we got a fun one for you today. This has been requested several times actually. Somebody is asking how to add a search bar to the menu. Really easy to do. So we're going to change the menu from this to something that looks like this. Got a little search bar in there. They can put in what they want. And of course it'll work just as well on tablet and mobile if I hit my F12 key. Here we are on mobile. And let's take a look on a tablet. There it is on a tablet. Really easy to do, so let's get started. I'm just going to go ahead and undo what I've done here. If I refresh this now, there we go. It's back to how it was. Let's get rid of this page. Okay, we're using the regular default Divi header here. To do this today, we're going to create a very quick and simple custom global header. To do that, go down to your dashboard. I'm going to close this page out. Once at the dashboard, go down to Divi and Theme Builder. That's going to take us to this page here. I've got a custom header we did in a previous video there. I'm going to actually make a global header. A global header means it's going to appear on every single page. A custom header you can do for individual pages and decide where you want it. I'm going to do the global header today, so I'm just going to simply click on Add a Global Header. I'm going to hit Build Global Header. By default, it puts in a section, the blue tab up here, and prompts you to put in a row. I want mine to look similar to my original, which had a black background. So I'm going to go into my section. I'm going to go down to background, which is always under content here. And I'm going to make it black in color, or dark in color at least. Fantastic. Now I'm going to add a row by hitting the little green button here. I'm going to use a row with a little bit more on the left-hand side and a little bit left on the right-hand side. It's entirely up to you how much you want to put on yours. But I'm basically going to have a logo and menu and then the search bar. So that's going to work for me right there. In the first column here, it prompts you. I'm going to put a menu module. Roll down here. Here we've got a menu module. Now choose whatever menu you've created, and you must have menus created and saved before they'll show up here. For anybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, if we go back down to our dashboard here, go down to Appearance and hit the menus. This is where you create your menus, and you can create a new menu by hitting that link, just checking the pages you want to add, and you can add custom links and categories and things. We've got plenty of videos on that. So for anybody that didn't know, that's how you do that. I'm happy with what we've got there. Now, I'm going to pop in my little brand logo underneath here by hitting logo. I'm going to add the image. And let's find it. Got all these crazy, roll up a bit. There's my white logo. I'm going to pop that in. Obviously, as you can see, it's way too big and the menu's all squashed up against here. In the elements down below, if you're using WooCommerce, you can decide whether to show the shopping cart icon or not here. We're not, so we don't need that anyway. Or show a search icon, which is just a little magnifying glass. We don't need that because we're going to actually put a search box in ours. Background wise, by default, it puts in that white background. I don't want any background because we're going to use the background of the section. So in the background down below, just going to roll up and hit the little trash can right there. Fantastic. Well, let's make this the way we want it, and so we can see it would be kind of handy. So in design here, I'm not going to go down to logo as you'd think to shrink that. I'm actually going to go down to sizing. And the first one on the top with sizing is logo width. I'm going to put mine a pixel value in there so it's the same at all times. So I'm going to write 200 and px for pixels. That's better. If you don't put the px on the end, it'll do a percentage, which is not going to work for me. Great. Now we've got that, let's go back into our menu text. Make it light in color. Active link, light in color. Text link, there we go. And you can change the font. Of course, Divi's got a crazy amount of fonts. To audition one, just roll over it. It will give you an example right there. I'm going to leave mine on the default today. And let's see our drop down. It's not quite the right color there. We've got our drop down menu just below here. Drop down menu background color. Well, again, I'm going to make that dark, pretty much similar to our thing. And our text color is fine there. Text color, just make sure it's white. Active link color is white. And the mobile menu, I'll show you that one in a moment. I'm going to want to make that one black as well. And mobile text color white. Fantastic. Great. Well, at the top here, you can change the layout if you want to. You can have it left aligned. You can have it centered. And you can have it inline center logo. I'm happy to have mine left aligned. But if you want to, you can change where the menu text is within the actual element itself, within the column of the row. If you want to put it in the middle, it'll be a little further over. If you want to put it to the right, it's going to be all the way to the right-hand side. I think I'm going to have mine centered for this today. Great. Well, that's shaping up. How easy was that? Now let's add our search box. To do that, in our little column that we've got over here, hit the little plus. And if we roll down, we've got a search. There it is right there. And it puts in that little search box. You can choose what elements. If you don't want to show a button, you just have the field, you just turn that one off. You can make exceptions for things here to exclude pages and posts if you don't want them to turn up in the result. I'm going to leave everything just as it is. Design-wise, I think the field's okay with a dark background there, or no background. The text itself, that'll change the color of the button as well. I'm going to change it from dark to light. And of course here you can actually change it in the button text to any color you want. Button and border color, I should say here. You can change to anything you want. If you want it a crazy color, you can do that right there. I'm happy with the way it was. Button text color, I'm happy with that to be white. Everything else I've got there is fine. Sizing wise, it's the way I want it. You can make it bigger or smaller if you want to. You can give it a fixed width. We'll say 300 pixels. Or you can give it a percentage of the actual column that it's in if you want to. I'm going to leave mine just as it is, which will take up as much of the available space that it has. Now that border looks a little wide to me. Let's go back up to our text at the top here. If I flip that back to dark, it gives it that skinnier border color, but we can change the button text down below. And let's give it perhaps a dark like that. I think that's what I did before. That works for me. Now when they put their cursor in it, you want that to be visible. That's okay, but I'd rather it was white. So if we roll up to the top to the fields, placeholder color, well, there's no real placeholder. Field background color is fine. Field text color, I want that to be white. That stands out a lot better. Fantastic. And you can change the background color, the focus background color, if you want this background to be a different color there. I'm going to leave it just like it is. And again, you can change it to any font that you want. Great. Well, that's shaping up. We just need to push it down so it's more in line with our little menu there. So let's do that. If we close this up now, we can roll down to spacing. Now padding is the actual internal width. So if we increase the padding here, it's going to get deeper. They're using M's there. If you do something you don't like it, just delete it. It'll go back to the default for you. We're going to use margin to push ours down. Let's try. I can't remember what I used before, about 20 pixels, something like that. Just put in the 20 or put in the pixels. That's a little bit too far. If you want to line it up, we can just drag this underneath. That's fairly close. I think we want to come down one more. Something like that. Great. Okay. Well, of course, it's a bit too deep for us. So let's save our changes here. I'm going to go into the section itself, the blue tab. I'm going to take any padding away, top and bottom, which will make it a lot more skinny. Design, spacing, padding top. Let's put a 0 in there. That's fine. Hit the chain. Okay, still a little bit deep for me. So we can take a little bit more away by doing the row. Go into the row, the green tab. Same thing. We'll go into the design and the spacing. Padding top. Well, let's try 15 pixels. Just put in the 15, it'll put in the pix. Hit the chain, it'll do the opposite side. That's about right. We can take it down a little bit more, maybe to 12. I think that's going to work for me. Now, if you wanted to stretch this out so it's wider, we can do that. So while we're still in the row, in sizing just above, if we pull the width up to 100% and type 100 and the percent sign in the max width down below, it'll stretch the whole of the screen. Of course, we don't want it hitting either side there. So we can do that with a bit of spacing. We close up sizing there. Spacing is just down below. We've got padding left and right. Let's use a percentage. So if it's a larger or smaller monitor, it'll still have a similar effect. So I'm going to try 15 and the percent sign. Could be a little bit too much. Let's hit the chain. That's actually not too bad. I think I'm going to leave mine just like that. And of course, we can check this and change spacing and padding on tablet and mobile. Let's do that. Comment at every parameter. If you roll up over the dark writing, you'll see some little icons appear. Go to the thing you want to adjust. Hit the little mobile phone type icon. We can have completely different values for tablet and mobile. Let's look at it on a tablet. Yeah, that's not too bad. I think the menu would be better on the right hand side for the mobile version there, and we need to change that hamburger color to a white perhaps. We could add a little bit more padding on the tablet, say 20, but apart from that, that's not too bad. Let's have a look on the mobile by hitting the mobile. On the mobile, yeah, that's okay. Again, we just got to change that hamburger color, so let's do that. I'm going to save my changes now. It's going to go back to desktop. Let's go back into our menu here because we need to change that hamburger color. Going into the menu module. Going to go over to design. The hamburger menu is under icons here. So if we go into there, let's just flip it to mobile once again. To do that, hit your little purple button. We'll flip it to mobile. There's our little hamburger menu. Shopping cart we haven't got. Search icon we haven't got. Here's the hamburger. I'm going to just change it to white in color. And we can also change the menu text if you want to. So it's right aligned. Looks a little tidier. Yeah, that works for me. And let's just check it again on tablet. Fantastic. Take a bit of the padding away from the top of that little search icon if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave it just as it is. And if we save, it'll go back to desktop. Great. Now all we need to do is make sure your purple button's expanded like this. We'll hit the save at the bottom. We'll X out at the top here. Make sure everything's saved on this page by hitting the Save Changes. And we've now got a brand new global header. Let's visit the site. There's our little search box. We type in there. Got nice white writing that we can see. Let's check it on tablet and mobile. I'm using Google Chrome in the inspector tools here. Hit my F12 key. Here we have it on a iPad Air. Drop down is working fine, right color. Brilliant. Could change that line color in the drop down menu. And let's have a look on an iPhone. Again, perfect. Try the drop down, fantastic. You can click in there, they can do their thing. Now the other thing is if you want to make that menu sticky so it stays on the top when you roll up, that's really easy to do as well. So one last thing, if we go back to our theme builder, go back to our global header. To make this sticky, we're going to go into the blue tab for the section. Going to go over to the advanced. You'll find scroll effects down the bottom. If we click on that, sticky position, do not stick. I'm going to left click on that. I'm going to change it to stick to top. Now if we save this, make sure we save the page changes down here. We'll X out. All changes are saved here. Let's go back to our page. Now if I refresh and we roll down now, you can see that header stays on the top there. So there you go, guys. There's how to add a search box to your Divi header. As you can see, really easy to do. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, if you have any questions, pop them down below the video. I'll do my best to answer them for you, or make a little demo video just like this one. So once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesigningtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.